Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, here in Walga's Reach. Last time we got curbstomped by Xenos. So, what now? Oh, by the way, in case you don't remember, Y'shtola is heavily wounded and... well, for now she lives, other people didn't survive. Like Method, for example. Our defeat was no near thing, it was total, a humiliation. We were powerless to withstand our enemy's assault. But we cannot afford to dwell on our failure. As Alphinaud said, it is those who survived whom we must think of now. Walga's Reach is no longer safe. The Imperials may have withdrawn, but they could return at any time to finish what they began. We dare not remain here. Those who are not fit to make the journey to Custom Orients will need to be taken by chocobo carriage. Agreed? Agreed. Good. I shall oversee preparations for the carriages. In the meantime, I would have you scour the infirmary for any supplies that may prove useful during the journey. Well, forgive me, but it is imperative that I continue preparing medicines for the wounded. If you desire treatment, I must ask you to seek it elsewhere. No, I seek supplies for transporting the wounded to Custom Orients. Oh, I see. In that case, you are free to search the barber and take that which you require. I would not have our people dying en route. I would assist you, but this process demands my undivided attention. Medical supply? Used to hoping he's in a better place. I hope I know what I'm taking here. I like that idea with a balloon. Captain Shadowstar, Marshal Terrapin said you would have something for me? Medical supplies for the wounded we carry. "12 be praised. This should put the driver's hearts at ease. Tell the Vice Marshal we await his orders." Y'shtola and the others are safely strapped in. Don't worry, I will be by her side the entire time. Thank you, Kryl. I'll walk alongside. They need protection in case the Guardians try anything. Hang on, you're injured too, aren't you? Shouldn't be in one of the carriages? I'm not so fair that I can't make the trip on my own. Besides, there's still work to be done here. I'll see you at the wall when it's finished. As you wish. Then let us set forth at once. We shall move as quickly as our comrade's health allows. To Custom Orients. So, we still need to plan for what next, right? You saved a good many of my men, and I cannot thank you enough for that. But the fact remains, our forces were decimated. In this state, we'll not be mounting an assault on Castellum Velodina or anywhere else. We need to be honest with ourselves about our prospects. But first, we need to put our affairs in order. Afterwards, I join you all at Custom Orients. Understood. We will go and speak with General Alden. I was wondering if he was the fort or... But no, he's still here. For more than a decade, the resistance has resided here, hidden from the eyes of the Empire. And just when we set our sights on Bellodina, they strike. Do you not find that passing strange? Pippin has departed with the wounded, has he? Good. We have completed our search of the Reach and the surrounding area. As far as we can tell, Zenas and his men returned straightway to Specula Imperatorus after quitting this place. It would seem he lost interest in us. Which brings us to the most troubling question of all. Not how he found us, but why he chose to spare our lives having done so. In war, you kill or capture your enemy. You don't leave him to fight another day. Only a fool would turn his back and walk away. But Xenos is no fool. Whatever his motive, this is neither the time nor the place to think on it. I will leave a token force to watch over the Reach. The rest will fall back to Castrum Oriens. We can discuss our path forward there. Alright. And return to Castrum Oriens. Kryl is with Ishtola. She hasn't woken up, but Kryl said she's through the worst. Given the severity of her wound, we could have hoped for no more. Let us pray she makes a full recovery. We've lost a lot of good people, didn't we? I saw it happen, when the Skull's commander cut down Mefrid. A single blow, and that was it. Everything he fought for, all his hopes and dreams for the future, gone in an instant. And do you want to know the worst part? It wasn't a Garlean who did it. It was an Alamegan. Gods help me. If I ever... No, not now. Not while the general's waiting. Oh, Lise.
Were it not for the swift actions of the Scions and the Alliance, many more would have died. You risked your lives to save ours, and for that we thank you.
There is no need for thanks. We are allies, are we not?
Still, you should thank people, Alphinaud. Being formally allies and being allies when it counts are two very different things.
Aye, just so. Let us not dwell on this tragedy, but look to the future.
The future? I'm sorry, General, but there is no future for us. We've lost too many. Gods, I can still see Mefrid with that woman standing over him. They've ripped the heart out of his general. They've broken us. Our fight is over.
Master Kemp, please.
I'll always hate them with every fiber of my being. For what they took from us then and now. Our homeland, our freedom, our bloody children.
You mean the Skulls? The youths who fight for Xenos?
Grania Lupi, the Black Wolf's legacy and our shame. A unit made up of children born to Alamegan dignitaries who came of age during the occupation. Sons and daughters of Gir Abania, raised to be proud citizens of the Empire, with all the rights and responsibilities that entails. It'd be easy to curse them and call them traitors, but they're our children. Our flesh and blood. If the only way to forge the future we want is to cut down our own, then...
Then what was it all for?
Nargo.
What will you say to the families of the fallen? To the mothers, and the widows, and the orphans? Will you tell them it was all for nothing?
Listen to the girl. We dare not suffer our comrades' sacrifices to have been in vain. Now is the time to steel our resolve and press on, painful though it may be.
And when Xenos comes back with his army, what then? This isn't the first time, you know. You'll be hard-pressed to find men brave or stupid enough to face him again.
I still can't believe how strong he was. He humiliated us back there. The Warrior of Light included. Gods help us if he's next in line to the Garlean throne.
Loath though I am to say it, we should not be surprised. Before succeeding Van Baelsar in Alamigo, Xenos led the Imperial army to Doma, where he crushed the rebellion utterly. As a matter of fact, Doma remains in his charge to this day. Suffice it to say, Varus's heir is a peerless warrior and an accomplished general. The question is, how are we to contend with such a foe?
I have a feeling you're about to tell us.
Well, to put it simply, we have one legatus overseeing two provinces a world apart. I say we divide and conquer. We kindle the flames of revolution in Doma once more, thereby forcing Xenos to fight a war on two fronts.
For that, there would need to be someone left to fight on this front by the time you got back. Look, I'll not deny the plan as promised, and I feel for our brothers and sisters in Doma, truly I do. But I fear we lack the strength to see it through.
Have faith in your people, Master Kemp. Them and the Scions. Hold fast, rebuild, and when all is in place, we shall defeat Xenos together.
If you're going to Doma, I'm coming too. I want to help our friends there. And make sure nothing like this ever happens again.
Give us the time we need, and we will give you something far greater.
Remember, Yugiri and Gosetsu traveled to Doma to do exactly what we want to do here. So we already have at least some allies, if we can find them.
Very well. For all you have done for us, we will fight on. But be swift, comrades. Alamigo has suffered enough.
So we fight on, come what may. Sentiment notwithstanding, what other choice did we have? You gods, the pain. It seemed like a good idea at the time. I wish you well on your journey, my friend. Let us pray that when we meet again, our fortunes will be much changed. If the rumors are to be believed, it's not the first time Xenos has spared his foes. They say he abides by an unusual code and takes pleasure in the fight. Whatever his reasons, he must use this time we must use this time to our advantage. How in Lemain's name did they find the Reach? I thought their glamours were impenetrable. I have called upon Stillglade Fane to send every available conjurer, no matter how inexperienced, to help with the wounded. I pray it will be enough. Thank you, Gridania. It goes without saying, but the Scions alone have not the strength to topple a provincial government here or anywhere else. And I'm quite certain the same can be said of the Doman Liberation Front. Nevertheless, we can but go and assess the situation for ourselves and see what can be done. Lest you doubt what good we few can accomplish, I would remind you that my grandfather and his 12 disciples once journeyed to these lands to save Eorzea and her people from certain doom. Brave souls with an impossible task. And Eorzea lives on. Our present missions may not be as monumental in scope, but it's no less important to the multitudes whom we would free from imperial oppression, whom we will free. Where men go as one, there's life. And where there's life, there's cause to hope. Our grandfather believed that. And so do I. But before we can forge ties with our friends in the Far East, we must first find a way to reach them. Offord is not exactly over the river and through the woods. I'm one step ahead of you, dear sister. Or rather, Tataru is, but before we discuss that, there's another issue I wish to address. Much as I would like it if we could all make this journey together, someone will need to remain to serve as liaison to the Alliance and Resistance during this critical period. Moreover, as Y'shtola cannot be left unattended, then I should obviously remain. Very well, issue addressed. You know, Alphinaud, it would have been quicker just to ask and markedly less patronizing. Yes, I suppose. Would you willing to look after Y'shtola and provide support to Arenvald and the others? Yes, Alphinaud, I would. You see, that wasn't so hard, was it? Enjoy your trip and don't you dare return with a gift. Oh, I would not dream of it. Right then, Sister, Serenia, Lise, gather your things. We are for Limsa Lominsa. You have a ether current and a picture, but I press on here. So off to Limsa. Expensive. Lilbon is always Y'shtola's domain. I haven't spent much time here, to be honest. I spoke with Vianja and Thancred along the way. To say we were surprised by our stratagem would be something of an understatement, but they did not dispute its logic. Tataru should be here any moment with our ship's captain. So, we're going by sea after all. Is Mervik lending us our pick of a Crimson Fleet? Not exactly. You're right, as in as much as we will be traveling by sea, regrettably it's simply not feasible for an airship to travel such a distance without impossibly large fuel reserves, to say nothing of the inevitability of running afoul of the Empire's aerial defenses. But then it is equally infeasible to sail an Eorzean alliance vessel halfway around the world without the Empire taking notice. Which leaves us with only one other option. Ah, speak of a devil. Sorry to keep you waiting. May I present you Captain Cavalier of the Kraken's Arms? The Kraken's Arms? Don't tell me you made a deal with the pirates! Greetings and salutations, Science. I take it from your comrade's tone that you no longer wish to proceed with our proposed arrangement? Not at all, Captain. Pray forgive my sister her outburst. She has ever been one to speak her mind. I, on the other hand, am the very soul of discretion, as many well-respected personages would attend, from the officers of the Admiral to the high houses of Ishgard. But where was I? Ah yes, the Science of the Seventh Dawn do indeed still wish to employ your services. However, it is important that you are aware of certain extenuating circumstances. And intent on securing passage to the Far East, you came to us, knowing us to be the proud purveyors of said region's finest spices, which you steal from God-fearing merchants out of on the high seas. Whatever privateering the Kraken's arm may not engage in is strictly within the limits of the law, as set forth by our indefatigable keepers of the peace. More to the point, we are pragmatists. I see considerable risks in aiding your cause and negligible profit. Well, I for one think the captain has a point. The five seas can be extremely treacherous, and many a poor unfortunate soul has come to grief out there on the waves. Why, when we were in Ishgard, I heard the tragic tale of how the heir to House Durandare vanished at sea. Even now, nearly 20 years later, the poor count remains convinced that his son still lives and would pay a sultan's ransom for news of his whereabouts. Truly a tragedy for the ages, and a testament to the misfortunes that may befall us should we act without due consideration. But so long as you are prepared to abide the capricious whims of fate, I'm willing to oblige you, this once. That said, in light of a recent rebellion, I trust you understand that I cannot deliver you to Doma itself. I can take you only as far as Kugane in Hingashi. You will require time to procure sufficient provisions and make ready for departure. I humbly suggest you do the same. Nobody knows what's going on. But it was pretty obvious. The poor little boy has only seen 14 summers when he left Ishgard. Can you imagine what it must have felt like? To finally be free to explore the world, unbeholden to all the stuffy traditions of the Holy See? Such a shame that he never returned home. Without him, the Count de Durandare must look elsewhere for a successor, and the good Lord Janequinard is one step closer to being next in line. I'm not sure what just happened. I could have sworn he was about to turn us away, but then he changed his mind? Blackmail, is it? This is a dangerous game the two of them are playing. What guarantee do we have that Cavalier won't just throw us overboard? Yeah, we heard rumors that he is in fact High House's son, the Cavalier. So doing there, huh? Suddenly, all those hours Tataru passed cavorting and capering at the Forgotten Knights seem rather better spent, do they not? That said, I had intended to press the point more obliquely, and there was something disconcerting about the pleasure Tataru took in making Captain Cavalier's scrum. Has the good Tataru perhaps a sadistic streak? I say we should heed to the captain's advice and attend our own preparations while I ready the vessel for departure. Tataru and I will procure the necessary supplies. Alize, I should be grateful if you would use the time to brief Urianger on recent developments. You may also wish to review the relevant safety procedures in the event of an emergency at sea. How very prudent of you. Very well, I shall go and speak with him. What of Serenia and Lys? I would like the two of you to return to Revenant's Toll and speak with our Doman allies. I fear we know too little of their homeland, and any information they can provide would be most welcome. When we have completed our respective tasks, we will reconvene here at the ferry docks. Agreed? Sounds like a plan. Let's go, Serenia. And to Modona. Wait, is the point? Ah, that makes right. Well, here we are. We need to talk to lots of people, so I think we should split up. I ask around the House of Splendors. You take the Rising Stones. I'll meet you here after, got it? Omei, what do you know about Doma? You're truly planning to travel to Doma? I do not know what to say. Forgive me, I shall aid you to the best of my ability. Ours is a beautiful land nestled on the eastern coast of Offard. Along the banks of a one river, our nation thrived proud and free until the Garleans came 25 years ago. The river was our lifeblood, free to travel and to fish, but travel was soon restricted, and now the river belongs to none. Higiri? Greetings, Serenia. What brings you to the toll this eve? What? You are for Doma? Heavens, you Scions have shown us naught but kindness, but never in my wildest dream did I imagine you would fight for our homeland. For 25 years we suffered under the tyranny, and then we spied an opportunity. The Emperor, dead, Garlemald in chaos. It seemed the time was ripe. Beneath our Lord's banner we gathered and fought to reclaim our nation. But when Xenos arrived with the 12th Legion, it was over in an instant. Naught would bring me greater joy than join you on your journey. However, Lady Yugi made it clear that we are to remain here and safeguard the community we built. What is it, my friend? You look as though you have something to ask. That you go to join Yugiri and Kosetsu in a fight fills me with joy. Forgive my exuberance. You require information, yes? We of the Nage clan have served Doma faithfully for generations. My ancestors held position within Doma Castle even. Now it is home to the Imperial Viceroy's witch and her host of men and magitech. To think that what once was the shining symbol of our heritage and the seat of our dear Lord Cayenne has become a den for Garlean dogs. That wasn't all that informative, was it? Let's just assume they said something we didn't get to hear. Okay, Lys, did you get anything useful? There you are. Learn anything interesting? The older Domans I spoke with tried to teach me all about the Far Eastern customs and the importance of formality and politeness. I'd like to think Eorzeans can be just as stiff and stuffy as anyone, especially Ishgardians. But anyway, did you know they eat with sticks? It wasn't all that hard actually, or at least that's what I thought, until they told me I was holding them wrong. And then, when I spoke with the younger Domans, they just rolled their eyes and told me it was all a load of stupid old... Whoa! What you learned sounded a lot more useful, unless someone invites us for dinner, of course. I hope they do. I think I end the episode here next time we continue, okay? Anyway, until then, I'm Mace and don't get lost.